Welcome, and let me take you around the beauties of mathematics. Remember, we are still discussing radical expressions. Today, we are going to look at simplification. And when do you simplify? It means you have something big. So to simplify is to bring it to the lowest term. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to simplify these radicals. It means that there are the basics. Let me show you the basics, then we now simplify. So when we have the basic radicals are those ones that are already in their simplest form. They are, you can have root 2, root 3, cube root of 11, you can have fourth root of 8xy, you can also have root of xy, and so many of them. So when you have expressions like this, they are already basic because it cannot be reduced anymore. So this is the simplest form. So if you're asked to simplify, it means they want you to reduce it to the lowest form. Let me show you. To answer this question, for the example 1, I'm going to show you 2 ways. Then you choose the best. Then for the remaining ones, we use 1. Okay, so ensure to stay actively. Remember, if you are still new to this channel, don't forget to give this channel a subscription. Let's know your thoughts as you go through what we have in the comment section, and also share with your friends. Let's continue. So we're going to have, for the first example, I'm going to take the first method. Okay, the first method is for those that are not familiar with perfect squares. We've already talked about perfect squares in our previous tutorial. The link I will leave with you in the comment section. So let's look at this. What we have there is 5 root 32. Now, what you will do is you are going to bring out this radicand. Remember, we said that the value inside the radical sign is the radicand. So we are going to bring it out. We have 32. We are going to now divide. The last digit is 2. It means 2 can divide it because it's even. So we're going to start dividing with 2. And 2 divides this 16. 2 will divide 16, 8. 2 will divide 8, 4. 2 will divide 4, 2. And 2 divides 6, 1. I'm going to stop here. Now, because what we have here is square root, it means you are going to pair this. Okay, pair it. And in that case, it means when you have 5 root 32, it's going to give you 5 roots. Then watch, this is 2. So you have 2 to the power of 2. You use your multiplication. Okay, this dot shows multiplication. This is also 2. I hope you can see that. Then this is 1. Now what do you do? This square root, if you want to remove this, these ones that have power of 2 will be taken care of by the square root. So the square root will take the square off. In that case, you are going to have this 5, bring it down. Then if the square root takes off this square, it means you are going to bring out the 2 from the root. So we are going to multiply by this 2. Then this square root takes off this. You have these 2 left. I hope you see that. You will see that this one is not raised to a power of 2. In that case, it will remain in the root. So we have root 2. And when you multiply this, 5 multiplies this will give us 20 root 2 as an answer. I hope that is cleared. Okay, now that we have done this, what else do you need to do? The second method, if you are okay with perfect square, this method is for you. So we're going to have method 2. What do we do there? What we have there is 5 root 32. So we're going to bring out, remember why it is to simplify is because there is a perfect square in it. Okay, so what we need to do here, we're going to bring out the perfect square in this 32. And the only perfect square in 32 here is 16. Okay, that's the perfect square we can get there. So we're going to have, this is giving us 5 root 16, and that 16, if you multiply it by 2, it gives you back 32. I hope you've seen that. Remember, in our rules, which we've already talked about, the link I'll leave, we said when you have this in this form, you can split it to be 5 root 16 is multiplying root 2. Okay, you can split this like this, they're the same. Okay, remember the dot is multiplication. You can also change it to this multiplication symbol. Now, remember, square root of 16 as a perfect square is giving us 4. So we're going to have 5 multiplied by 4, then root 2, okay? And 5 multiplied by 4 will give us 20 root 2 as an answer, which is the same with what we got in the first method. So you see the methods are giving the same answer. Now, for example 2, we are going to be using only one method, okay? But if you are familiar, and the method we use is the first. So if you are familiar with your perfect square, you are free to use any convenient. Now let's go into example 2. Now what do you do in this example? See what we are given. We have square root of 275 b cubed n to the power of 5. So what do you do? Bring out this number. Let's simplify it. So we have 275. The last digit is 5. 5 can divide it, okay? So we use 5. 5 in 27 is 5, remaining 2. 5 in 25 is 5. 5 can go again, 11. 11 can divide 1. Now, remember, it is square root. In that case, you are going to have, this will give us, this 275 is now 5. So if you square root, you pair. So we're going to pair this, raise it to the power of 2, then have 11. This will give us 275. Then b cube, how do you simplify that? Remember, b cube is b into 3 times according to your indices. So to pair it, see what you do. You have it as b squared, then this b will be left. I hope you can see that. Then for n to the power of 5, it means n is 5 times. Pair it, so you pair. So we're going to have n squared, pair this. You also have n squared, and this will be left. Did you see what we did there? Now, what do you do finally? If you simplify this, remember the square root will take this square. So this will be taken care of. Those ones that have squares will be taken care by the square root. So that the square root takes the square of, we have 5. Okay? This will be left with b. For here we'll be left with n. Here will be n. These ones will remain in the root, okay, because they are not squared. So we have root b, 11 b n. I hope that is cleared. So simplify finally. 5 multiplies this, multiplies will give us 5b n squared root 11 b n, and that is your answer. Let's also know if you got the same answer if you use the perfect square method. Now, finally, let's take the last question. This is what we have, okay? To answer it, just like what we did in the second example, we have cube root of 448, b to the 7th, and n to the power of 2. First, let's simplify this. So we're going to have 448. Let's divide. Remember, the last digit here is 2, is 8. 2 can divide it. So we have 2 here will give us 2. This is 4. 2 here will give us 112. 2 will give us 56. 2 will give us 28. 2 will give us 14. 2 here is 7, and 7 is 1. Watch, it is cube root. So you are going to group in threes. So we group it in threes, okay? In that case, we are going to have the cube root of this number. Remember, this has been taken care of by this. So we have this 2 is to the 3 to the power of 3. This one is to the power of 3. Okay, we return this 7. Now let's look at b to the power of 7. It is b into 7 times. Okay, so group in threes also. Group in 3. So we're going to have b to the power of 3, this b to the power of 3, this b will be left. This is not up to 3, so we're going to return it. At this point, to conclude with your simplification, this cube root will take the cube off. So this one should be taken care of by the cube root. So we have 2 left. Here will be 2. We take this one b. This will also be b. And we have cube root of, this one should remain in the cube root. So we have 7b n squared. So if you simplify this, you're going to have 4b squared cube root of 7b n squared, and this is your answer. I hope you learned a lot. If you did, don't forget to share this video, subscribe us for more are coming. Let's know your thoughts in the comment section. It is always our mirror. And give this tutorial a thumbs up. I will see you in our next class, and bye-bye.